This is Driver Showdown Part 2. If you watched Driver Showdown Part 1, you know that we eliminated the PXG from the 6 favorite drivers that I've had over the last few years. I am now left with 5 drivers that I have loved over the last few years. And out of these, in Part 2, we're going to eliminate a driver. Starting with the first place driver, currently the Tour Edge C721. Second place driver, the Ping G425 LST. Third place is the Great Big Bertha from 2015. And bringing up the rear is the Callaway Epic Max LS and the TaylorMade SLDR. My first week of testing for this video is going to be first, second, and third place drivers. That will be the Tour Edge, the Ping, and the Callaway Great Big Bertha. They will be pitted against each other, and I'm going to make adjustments to the shafts, the lofts, whatever I need to do to get the best numbers possible out of them. When that's said and done, I'm going to have a definitive third place driver out of that group. That third place driver will be pitted against the bottom two, which is the Epic Max LS and the TaylorMade SLDR. I will then make adjustments to all of them again, getting the best numbers possible, and those three will go into a final fight to figure out who's going to be eliminated from this driver lineup. Thanks for watching. And in case anyone was wondering, all testing from here on out will probably be done with the Pro V1, but I will tell you at the beginning of each video what we're using. This video, it'll be the Pro V1 from Titleist. The Callaway Great Big Bertha was set at 10 degrees for this testing. It was tested with the Aldila Rogue 110 extra stiff 60-gram shaft, and it performed very well. This driver ended up in second place overall, which is amazing that it surpassed the Ping. This is the ball flight from the simulator on this day of testing for the Callaway Great Big Bertha. The Ping G425 LST was set at 9 degrees and used the stock Alta shaft for this testing. It fared very well, however, it fell behind the Great Big Bertha at this time. For future testing, I'm going to lower the loft on this driver and see if I can get a little bit more out of it. See if we can really up the mileage. This is the flight characteristics of the Ping G425 LST on this given date while testing. And the Tour Edge C721, still in first place and undefeated, playing the Ventus Red stiff shaft, the stock shaft that comes from Tour Edge. This driver remained in first place and simply could not be beaten. And finally, the flight of the Tour Edge C721. Just real quick before I get to the results from the 28th of November on the number 1, 2, and 3 drivers, I want to recap what statistics we had on the 14th and 21st and how we arrived at where we are. Then I'll give you the stats for the 28th. From the 14th of November, 6th place went to the PXG 0211. 5th place went to the Callaway Epic Max LS. 4th place went to the TaylorMade SLDR 460. 3rd place went to the Callaway Great Big Bertha 2015. And 2nd place, the Ping G425 LST at 9 degrees. First place driver for this round on the 14th was the Tour Edge C721. In the original video on the 14th, I did test all 6 drivers at once, hitting about 15 balls with each one, 5 balls at a time, and then rotating through the driver lineup. This was just to give a baseline so that I basically knew where all the drivers were at to start this long duration of testing. As we go along, I'm going to lower things to 3 drivers at a time, hit more balls, and get better and more accurate numbers. On the 21st, the second round of testing left the Callaway Epic Max in 4th place, the TaylorMade SLDR 460 in 5th place, And following up in last place was the PXG 0211 from 2021, which eliminated this driver. Testing resumed on the 28th. During this testing, I pitted the first, second, and third place drivers against each other. Did a couple of alterations to each one. And coming in first place, the Tour Edge C721. This driver has not been adjusted or changed since the beginning. It's a 10.5 degree driver set at 8.5. It has a stock Ventus red stiff shaft in it. I do not have any other shafts for this driver, so it's simply going to have to hold its own as it is. Had to carry a 244, total 264, club head speed 104, ball speed 151, smash 1.45, launch of 13, spin 2541, and a height of 89. Once again, this was November 28th, 2022, and these are all average numbers after hitting a considerable amount of Pro V1s into the simulator. This is the dispersion for the C721 on this given date. As a surprise to me, the Callaway Great Big Bertha from 2015 came in second place. It surpassed the Ping ever so slightly, but the dispersion factor with this driver was just ridiculous. And I'll post up pictures of the dispersion for it in this video. All de la Rogue silver shaft, 110, extra stiff at 60 grams. This club was set at 10 degrees for this time of the testing. Carry was 240, total was 259, club head speed 104, ball speed 149, smash 1.42, launch 13, spin 2669, and a height of 93. This driver moved into second place. The dispersion rate for the Callaway Great Big Bertha was just ridiculous, and it surpassed everything else on this given day. For the Ping G425 LST at 9 degrees, everything remained the same with this driver. Had to carry a 236, a total of 258, club speed 102, ball speed 148, smash of 1.45, launch of 13, spin 2528, and a height of 84. These numbers are excellent. This driver just happened to be surpassed by the Great Big Bertha from 2015. I'll make some changes to this driver for the following video because this driver is actually going to fall back against the final two that are in 4th and 5th place, and it will be pitted against them to see who gets eliminated. Dispersion rate for the Ping was excellent. It just wasn't enough to overtake the Great Big Bertha on this date. The Ping G425 LST was retested against the Epic Max and the SLDR. It surpassed both of them and solidified its spot as third place. I believe I still had this at 9 degrees, and it continued to perform very well. On December 5th, the Ping G425 LST was retested against the Callaway Epic Max and the TaylorMade SLDR. Ping G425 came out on top, leaving it in third place currently. Had a carry of 249, a total of 267, club head speed of 107, ball speed 153, smash 1.43, launch of 14, spin 2597, and a height of 98. The TaylorMade SLDR set at 9.5 degrees for this testing with the TP Speeder Fujikura shaft, extra stiff, came in 4th place easily and overcame the Callaway Epic Max. Surprisingly, on December 5th, with just slightly worse numbers, was the TaylorMade SLDR 460. It had a carry of 246, a total of 262, club head speed 106, ball speed 151, smash 1.42, launch of 15, backspin 2617, apex 105. That was on December 5th, and that kept the TaylorMade SLDR in 4th place. The Callaway Epic Max LS was an excellent driver. I used it most of 2022. It's a very straight driver. It's just very spinny. No matter what shaft I put in this thing, it still is over 3,000 RPM on the spin rate, and that led to its demise here. It ended up in last place. And the final club tested in this round was the Callaway Epic Max LS. It came in 5th place, which is last out of this group. All dealer Rogue extra stiff 60-gram shaft. Club had 10.5 degrees, set at 9.5 degrees. It had a carry of 243, total of 260. Club head speed of 107, ball speed 151, smash 1.41, launch 14, backspin 29.22, apex of 105. This was on December 5th. As you can tell, the backspin on this is just too high. I could not control it. I've changed the shaft 3 times in this. The head just doesn't work for me. That being said, the Callaway Epic Max LS has been eliminated. This 2 weeks of testing has led to the elimination of the Callaway Epic Max LS. Loft was turned down from 10.5 degrees to 9.5 degrees. It's had 3 different shafts in it, and it still has failed to keep up with the remaining 4 drivers. Those 4 drivers are in first place the Tour Edge Exotic C721, 10.5 degree driver set at 8.5 degrees. It has the Ventus Red non-Velocor shaft in it. In second place currently, and a big surprise, is the 2015 Callaway Great Big Bertha. This driver has the Aldila Rogue 110 at 60 grams and an extra stiff. And in third place is the Ping G425 LST. That driver has the stock Alta shaft in a stiff from Ping. And in fourth place is the TaylorMade SLDR 460. It has a TP shaft in a Fujikura Speeder extra stiff shaft. These 4 are your remaining participants. Going into the next round of testing is the Tour Edge C721 in first place. Callaway Great Big Bertha 2015 in second place. Ping G425 LST in third place. And bringing up the 4th place position, fighting for a spot, the TaylorMade SLDR 460.